Hi, I'm Nurse Kim from the Disc Foundation. Today, I'm going to share with you how to use an EpiPen in the case of anaphylaxis. I'm going to show you a PowerPoint and a short video, and then please email me at the end if you have any questions. Like I said, my name is Kim, and I'm an RN. And here at the Disc Foundation, we're using the Save a Life initiative, and our mission is to empower others to save lives through advanced healthcare education. With anaphylaxis, it can be fatal, so we need to be able to determine what is an allergic reaction and then what is an anaphylactic reaction. The anaphylactic reaction is a progressive series of signs and symptoms. The most important ones to look for are anything having to do with breathing or airway or swelling around the mouth, nose, and throat, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing. Having an itching rash or hives all over the body is a good sign that you might be heading into anaphylaxis. And this will lead to shock, which, if it's not treated, can become fatal. Here is a good list of the symptoms of anaphylaxis. You especially want to be careful of anything here in this red box: wheezing, tightness of the throat, trouble breathing, even a hoarse voice, or anything that is swelling around the face, like the mouth, lips, or tongue. But as you can see, anaphylaxis can cause symptoms in all parts of the body. So it's a lot of things to look out for, but we definitely want to be looking out for the breathing and the airway. Here is a picture of an EpiPen, and this is one of the manufacturers that we use here in the United States. And children and adults that get anaphylaxis the first time will get this prescribed by a doctor, and then they know that they need to carry this with them and have it available at work or home or school so that they can use this within a few minutes after they have the same symptoms, to possibly the same trigger, but it can be a different trigger. So this is an auto injector, and the person can give this to themselves by pressing it down on their leg. There are different brands in the United States, so you want to take a look at what brands are being prescribed in your country. We have the ones that look like I just showed you on the last slide, and also on this slide, there's ones that are just little square or rectangular boxes, so they can look a little bit different, and it's important to be familiar with what they look like. I'll also note on this page there are two different doses. The EpiPen that is the 0.3 milligrams is for older children and adults, so greater than 30 kilograms or 66 pounds. And then there is a smaller dose, the half dose, the junior, for 0.15 milligrams. So you can see on here that there is two different kinds. They're different colors. And also this brand, they're different colors. The yellow one is the adult kind. You'll also see there is not one for infants less than 15 kilograms or 33 pounds, like a 1-year-old, 2-year-old, or a newborn. It's not very common to have anaphylaxis at that age, and if you would need physician attention. So that's something you can discuss with a doctor. So it's very easy to use. You take it out of the box or the tube, hold it with a straight arm with the needle down, and inject it into the muscular part of the upper leg or the thigh. Hold that for 3 seconds. And then when you take it off, the needle will retract up into the device, so you won't see a needle. And then rub the area for 10 seconds to help the dispersion. And the very important thing is you still need to get medical attention right away. So go to the hospital, call 911 or your emergency medical system number and get an ambulance or have someone drive you to the hospital if that's possible. So I wanted to show you, it comes like this. Some people will carry the whole box with them. It's prescribed by a doctor with a sticker on the front. Or you can see here, there's two clipped together, and we'll talk about using the second one in a minute. And sometimes people just carry one. So you can see all those different things, and all you're gonna do is take it out of the box or the tube or clip one, and then the top opens so they are in another protective container. And then we're gonna review how you actually use the EpiPen.
A life-threatening allergic reaction, anaphylaxis, is unpredictable. It could be mild 1 minute, then suddenly
it's scary, like you can't even breathe scary.
Or your skin gets all itchy and breaks out into hives scary.
Or your throat starts to tickle and close scary. It's different for everybody.
Every reaction is different. A mild reaction one time can be life-threatening the next. So it's important to know your body, know when it starts to feel funny. It could be the warning signs of anaphylaxis.
So it's also important to know how to use one of these.
An EpiPen auto-injector.
EpiPen and EpiPen Junior are for the emergency treatment of life-threatening allergic reactions, and for people who are at an increased risk for these reactions. EpiPen and EpiPen Junior should only be used to help someone during an emergency.
Ready to show them how it's done?
Yeah,
EpiPen Junior, the one with the green label, is for kids.
like me.
An EpiPen with the yellow label for bigger people, like me.
Whether you need to use EpiPen on yourself or give it to someone else, you can just follow these simple steps. So first things first, you take it out of the tube.
Just flip open the yellow cap,
Or the green cap.
slide it out, and hold it like this.
Blue to the sky.
Orange to the thigh.
Then take off the blue cap, blue safety release.
Never put your hands near the orange tip because that's where the needle comes out.
The needle is designed to go through clothing, including jeans, because it must be injected into the outer thigh for quick absorption. If you're helping a young child,
Like me.
hold the leg firmly in place. Once it is,
You just do this.
Boom.
It clicks, so you know it worked. Then you hold it there for 3 seconds.
Then remove EpiPen.
you'll still see some liquid in there. But don't worry, your EpiPen Junior auto-injector gave you the right dose, and it has a special feature, the never see needle.
Yeah, so the needle's totally covered up, so you should never see the needle.
Then rub the spot for 10 seconds while you or someone else gets emergency medical help right away. Call us an ambulance.
Or have someone take you to the emergency room. Just make sure to do it immediately.
And you should always carry 2 EpiPen auto-injectors wherever you go. They even come clipped together because some people might need the second dose.
Take your expired or used EpiPen auto-injectors to your doctor's office and ask for a refill.
Remember, epinephrine is the only first-line treatment for anaphylaxis, not antihistamines.
So just trust yourself and do it. Don't hesitate, especially if you know the symptoms of a life-threatening allergic reaction. And have practiced with the gray trainer that comes in the box.
Because this is what's important to people like me.
And me.
Use EpiPen epinephrine injection USP 0.3 milligrams or EpiPen Junior epinephrine injection USP 0.15 milligrams auto-injectors right away when you have an allergic emergency, anaphylaxis. Get emergency medical help right away. You may need further medical attention. Only a healthcare professional should give additional doses of epinephrine if you need more than 2 injections for a single anaphylactic episode. EpiPen or EpiPen Junior should only be injected into the middle of your outer thigh, upper leg, through clothing if necessary. Do not inject into your veins, buttocks, fingers, toes, hands, or feet. Hold the leg of young children firmly in place before and during injection to prevent injuries. In case of accidental injection, please seek immediate medical treatment. Rarely.
Okay, so that reviewed everything that we kind of just went over. So hopefully that's helpful to see. And they do give you a trainer in your box that you get. So you get 2 actual injections and a trainer, and just make sure it says trainer on here. And it's very easy to use, like they said, taking this blue part off, and then it's designed to be held straight out so that you can just give it to yourself straight down in your thigh. the blue to the sky, orange to the thigh is very helpful to remember. And then you just press until you hear the click. So we are going to expect some reaction because it is epinephrine that we're giving to the person to help open up their airway. So these are expected. So you can reassure the person if they haven't done it before that it's okay to feel jittery, some restlessness, some tremor, to feel your heart racing or palpitations or dizzy, kind of like you feel a little bit sick or going to pass out. So it's okay to just lay down because you're going to go to the hospital and get more treatment. So it's okay to feel that way. So we should know how this works so that we can help someone, because someone that's experiencing anaphylaxis is not going to feel well, and they're going to feel scared, and they're going to be very worried about not being able to breathe. So sometimes you can help the person or put your hand on top of theirs, and especially with a child, you want to hold their leg down so that they don't jump and you accidentally inject someone else or yourself. So it did mention on the video that the second dose is there so that a medical provider can give it. So if you're helping someone, you shouldn't automatically decide to give that second one. But if 15 minutes later, the person is still having some anaphylaxis symptoms, you definitely want to have that available for the ambulance, or if you're calling 911 or your emergency medical provider, they might direct you to give it, but don't automatically do that without additional medical attention. So how do we store these? You will see kids carrying them around in their backpacks, and they need to have them available at school, at the nurse's office, or if they're outside at recess. So it's very important to keep it at room temperature, which is 68 to 77 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 to 25 degrees Celsius. They do all have an expiration date listed on the side of the medication. And then you do want to be careful that it's not in cold or extreme heat. So you don't want to keep it in your car on a hot day or on a day that's below freezing. And also just be mindful if you are going outside and you know that the person has it with them at all times, that we want to be quickly keeping it inside or nearby if they do need to go out in extreme heat or cold. So I hope you learned a little bit about EpiPens and anaphylaxis and how to use the EpiPen correctly and when. And here is my email address. If you have any more questions, you can certainly email me and I'll get back to you right away. And here is a code that you can use on our website, savealife.com, and you can certify for free online. And you just put this code in at the checkout and it will change the price down to $0. So go ahead and check out savealife.com and get some more certifications. And thank you for saving lives.